My name is Adam Braun, and I'm the founder of Pencils of Promise. Years ago, when I was traveling as a college student, I had a habit of asking one child in each country that I went through a very simple question. And the question was, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want most? And I thought that they would say to me the house, the car, the something that I wanted as a kid. And I met a boy who was begging on the streets of India, and he asked me for a pencil, if he could have anything. So I gave him my pencil, he lit up. And that just opened my eyes to the global situation around how many children are out of school. And so Pencils of Promise was started in late 2008 with just $25 in hopes of building one school. And as of today, we've built just over 250 schools globally. There's more than 30,000 kids that are in our programs, and we work in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. I wrote this book called The Promise of a Pencil, but the important part is actually the subtitle. The subtitle is How an Ordinary Person Can Create Extraordinary Change. And I just fundamentally believe that every single person has this explosive potential within them. They just have to find ways to unlock it. And so the book is framed around 30 short chapters, and every chapter is titled with a mantra. And those mantras are really the guiding steps to create a life of both success and significance. So there's 30 really accessible tips in there, but one that I think would probably really resonate with your audience is this idea to never take no from someone who can't say yes. And so oftentimes you try and kind of move the needle on whatever your movement is, your business, your organization, your passion. And you toil with a lot of people who actually don't have the ability to say yes to what you're asking for. So, at one point in time, I wanted us to get an office space that was free. And I found all these friends that were like, I can help you find an office. And then I realized, something, they don't have the authority. And within every single company or organization, there's this kind of pyramid of decision making. So the first thing you should actually do is find out who that decision maker is, and then make sure you get in front of them and never take no from someone who can't say yes. So my real life superpower is that I can become delusionally convinced of a future that I envision that no one else is really seeing at that moment in time, and kind of instill a sense of passion and inspiration in others to adopt that same vision. I think it comes from somewhere deep within where your authenticity comes across very directly to another individual. Another one of the mantras in the book is you cannot fake authenticity. And so oftentimes you find that those who act authentically draw in others who feel the same way. And so my real life superpower has always been this delusional sense of purpose. And so I think passion is actually overrated. Passion is fleeting. Passion is transient, but purpose is enduring. And so I discovered my purpose at an early age off of some kind of unique experiences that I write about in the book. And everything since then has kind of been easy because of this kind of core superpower around purpose. I have two real life superheroes. They're my parents. My mom and my dad have just kind of demonstrated to me what two amazing people together can accomplish, and that ripple effect with their kids. I was recently talking to my dad, and he was sharing the story about how in his office everyone was buying lottery tickets one day. He was a dentist, and they said, do you want to chip in for the lottery? And he pointed towards a photo of his children. He said, this is my lottery ticket. This is what I've invested in. This is going to help take care of me for the rest of my life. And my dad kind of always represented ambition, and my mom always represented integrity. And I find that if you are unwilling to sacrifice on a sense of personal ambition and personal integrity, then you can live a life that's pretty extraordinary. One thing that I do every single day that I would really encourage every other person to undertake is to just spend even a minute before you go to sleep, when you're laying in bed kind of looking up at the ceiling in the dark, and say aloud the things that you are grateful for. I think gratitude is just so powerful because it grounds you, and it allows you to kind of get rid of all the noise in your head of, I'm not good enough on this thing, or I failed here, or this is the next thing I want to work on. I'm not as wealthy as this other person. I'm not as successful. You kind of have all these comparison points in your life. And when you just think about what am I most grateful for, there's an amazing sense of both meaning and happiness that kind of illuminates within you. And so, I would really encourage every person, just take a minute and walk through. And if you can say it aloud, it's even more powerful, just the things you're most grateful for.